It's the biggest thing we've ever done.
An ad started playing. See, an ad started playing for you too. We're just a little professional.
All right.
I'm Jessica.
You're listening to the Perfect Squares podcast, possibly watching, hopefully watching and listening to the Perfect Squares podcast, episode 11. I'm Lizzy.
Is it episode 11?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought you said episode 11 before.
Nah, who knows? It's really, it could be anything.
And I forgot to order a pumpkin pie. You apparently have to do it like really in advance to get a good one.
Where do you order pumpkin pie from?
Well, there's a place in Los Angeles called the Pie Hole, and that's where I wanted to get my pumpkin pie.
The Pie Hole?
Yeah, the Pie Hole.
That's fitting somehow.
It's really good. So that's where I wanted my pumpkin pie. But I called yesterday, and I was like, I would like to order a pumpkin pie, please. And they were like, ha, you're so stupid. And I was like...
I am very much probably in the minority of people that can't stand pumpkin pie. I like nothing pumpkin pie related. I don't like pumpkin pie.
Is that like already your answer to the question of what?
No, I have a lot of other things I don't like. In terms of Thanksgiving foods, but yeah, it's something about like the texture and I don't know, the fact that it's a gourd made into a pie. I'm not a big fan of like vegetables or like savory things being made into desserts.
What are other savory things that are made into desserts?
Well, I don't know. I consider like rhubarb, for instance, to be kind of like. I mean, it's not like savory.
Is rhubarb ever not like a sweet thing?
I don't think so. Are you taking off your pants?
No, I'm wearing shorts, but I'm sitting on a leather settee, and it was sticking to my legs, so I put a throw under.
That sounds reasonable.
I'd like to move on. That's not the topic for this week.
Anyway, I think pumpkin pie is nasty. I'm Team Apple. So. Anyway.
Do you like crumb or I guess Dutch or...
Crumb? Which one is Dutch? Is Dutch the crumb one?
I think it's crumb or like...
Lattice?
Yeah.
I like either, honestly. I guess I feel like crumb is better as like a midday thing, like with coffee, and then the lattice is more appropriate for dessert. But I don't know. I've never had one that didn't taste mostly like the other.
I named this podcast, sorry, Tofurkey is gross. Not because it's particularly relevant to you. Have you ever had Tofurkey?
Yes, it's disgusting.
It's really gross. Every time I go to like a Friendsgiving or like a Thanksgiving where it's like not my family, people try to be really considerate and feed me Tofurkey, and I'm like, get this shit away from me. And then I have to like be really nice, which is hard for me in general. And I have to like move it around my plate for the rest of the night and like try to hide it under stuff. Yeah, I have to try to hide it under things that I like, so that means I can't actually eat part of the things that I like because I have to keep them on the plate to hide the Tofurkey that I don't like. It's happened so many times since the invention of Tofurkey that it's not even acceptable. And just the look of Tofurkey is so disgusting as well because they try to make it look like festive and like interesting.
But
and
it's like a roll, isn't it? It's like a roll of...
And there's like stuffing inside of it.
It's disgusting. It's like a loaf.
Yes.
Things that come in loaf shapes aside from bread typically don't taste good.
Tofurkey is gross. And then I've had people try to like dress it up and be like, no, I make this really good Tofurkey recipe. And I'm like, there's no recipe to Tofurkey. It comes as it is. You accept it like that weird cousin that you have that you're just like, there's no changing you. You're basically a serial killer. And someday I'm going to have to call the cops and report you when you've gone too far.
Yeah, it's pretty foul. Yeah, I'm not a vegetarian, so I don't struggle with that particular issue, but the times that I've had Tofurkey offered to me, it hasn't been good times, so.
I got in a huge fight with one of my friends who's a vegetarian about Tofurkey, and they were like, Tofurkey is great. And I was like, no, it's not, and I think you have bad taste if you think it's good. And at my house, we eat Tender Bits, which is a Loma Linda product, and
Nobody
my
knows
mom...
what that is.
What?
Nobody knows what that is.
I was about to explain it. It's these little, like, soy... Wait, I have a can. Hang on. You're going to see my shorts. They're PJ shorts because I didn't think that anyone was going to see my shorts.
I'm wearing PJ shorts also, to be honest.
Come on, I'm going to get some Tender Bits. Here, while I'm getting the Tender Bits, I'll get a few other things. I'm trying to sit so that you can't see my shorts. Okay.
I guess I should have been talking so that you would have been in the small square and people couldn't see you.
Yeah, well, you didn't do that. Everyone just saw my empty living room. Okay. So here's my Worthington Loma Linda, which if you're a vegetarian, I know it seems gross that it's in a can, but it's actually really good. And it lasts for like 2 years. So when
you're a doomsday prepper.
When the apocalypse comes and you're a doomsday prepper, you can have these and it's great. And you just have to season them properly and you'll be fine. So
I think vegetarians wouldn't do well in doomsday scenario anyway, though.
They would if they shopped like I do. So these are Big Frank's. This is what I had at our hot dog weenie roast this weekend for when we were watching football. And I think, again, like most vegetarian food, most vegetarian hot dogs taste like rubber and they're disgusting. But Big Frank's taste great. Graham said he hated them, and then when I wanted a Big Frank last night, turns out there was only one left because he had been eating them all behind my back. So they must not be that terrible. These are called fried chicks.
Okay, question. Why there's always... I mean, I understand that they're trying to convey that it's like chicken nuggets, but I don't understand why it always has to be some, like, wacky misspelling of chicken. Like, why can't they just call it something else? It's always like chicks with an X or, like, missing the C, and it's very obviously not chicken.
What would you describe this as if it wasn't?
Like, I don't give it some other name. It doesn't have to be like chicken. It can be its own independent thing that just happens to taste like chicken nuggets.
Fine. Rename this right now.
Breaded protein.
That sounds gross. I wouldn't eat that.
No, it sounds like it's something you could get off of a starship. Like at the commissary there. You'd be like, I need my breaded protein.
Cooler. Name it something cooler and sounding like space, not breaded protein. And this isn't breaded either.
Well, what is it?
Huh?
What's on the outside? Looks like breading.
It's not breading, it's just wrinkly.
Oh, that's not much better.
Well, it's wrinkly and it has a gravy on it for the picture.
Okay, well, I don't know.
So now it's just protein.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, that's a fried chick, and it's a little bit bigger. It's more like a tiny chicken breast.
So wait, what are Tender Bits then?
These are Tender Bits. I don't know exactly what they're trying to pretend to be.
It looks like sliced. It looks like turkey or like poultry.
Hey, Lizzy, here's something that's not named after...
Yes, see, I can get behind that.
And that I think that's why I love them so much because they just sound cute. Tender bits.
Tender bits. That sounds pleasant. Like,
Tender bits.
what would you like? Would you like some tender bits? Yes, that sounds delicious.
Or really messed up.
Well, those two things aren't necessarily mutually exclusive.
Yeah. So I like these because there's not as much soy protein because if you're vegetarian and you eat way too much soy protein, you're just gonna get cancer. So these are actually made with grain protein mostly. So I think probably if you are like grain sensitive, I'm sorry. But tender bits are adorable, and what we do for Thanksgiving is my mom breads them and fries them and makes them unhealthy as fuck. But they taste great.
And then you have the normal sides.
And non-vegetarians love them. It's amazing.
I need to come over to your mom so she can make me tender bits.
Yeah, you're coming over. You can have tender bits.
Okay. Save me some tender bits.
Okay, there's tender bits for everyone. Every single person that's tried tender bits, vegetarian or carnivore, has loved them. So you can buy Loma Linda vegetarian food on Amazon. Usually they come in cases. So if you're a doomsday prepper, I've got you.
That's ideal.
I've got you sorted.
Right.
So that's one of my favorite Thanksgiving foods. Now that we've started just talking about what's on my menu, I'll tell you the rest. We're making fried tender bits. We're making deviled eggs, candied yams, which is what I'm in charge of.
Okay.
I'm also in charge of the crumb apple pie, which is my recipe, which, by the way, I can't tell you about that right now, but ask me about that later down the road, like a year from now. Ask me about my crumb apple pie next year.
Okay, BRB, making a note on my Google Calendar to ask you about your crumb pie in a year.
It might be world renowned next year. Anyway, crumb apple pie, stuffing. It's the Marie Callender stuffing in a box, but it's fine. It's great. It's tradition. So
I might be in the minority of people. I mean, it could just be that my parents were divorced and my mom is a good cook, but she's also, like, not going to spend hours and hours in the kitchen making homemade stuffing, which in my experience, homemade stuffing, the bread chunks are always too big anyway. Mm-hmm. So it just tastes like some weird, like, savory version of French toast, kind of. And anyway, so, like, it's like the Betty Crocker, like, in a box stuffing. And I love it. It's delicious. So I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And cranberry sauce also in a can. I hope you see the theme here. See, the thing about this is I'm Southern, and my mom's an amazing cook, and I actually also, despite what Graham says and believes, I'm also a really good cook. That's why my mom has type 2 diabetes, y'all. And but at the same time, I think my mom has cooked from scratch for so long that now she's like, fuck it.
Phoning it in.
Make amazing food conveniently.
Right.
And then I guess I don't know what we're going to do about the pumpkin pie. I guess we're just not going to have it. I did see a Pinterest on croissant rolls that you put a little bit of the canned pumpkin.
Oh, I've seen that.
And then, like, some, like, Philadelphia cream cheese, and it makes some kind of weird, like, pumpkin pastry. So I might try that. I don't know. And then...
Okay, related to that. Marshmallows on that, or no? Like, I guess that's like
yams?
Yeah.
Yes, I always have mandarin oranges and marshmallows.
Oh, no. I love, like, sweet potatoes. And I cannot get behind the whole marshmallows on it thing. I obviously had a lot of, like, traditional Thanksgiving food hang-ups.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have savory sweet, like, I don't have sweet potatoes, I have yams.
Yeah. I have sweet potatoes. So. Not that I'm not really clear what the difference is.
I think yams are a little sweeter.
It possibly. I'm not sure if they're different, if they're related, but not. I'm showing my ignorance about about my botanicals again. So
everyone is really upset that these come from a can, and they don't think that they can be very healthy. I probably agree that they're likely
nutrition facts.
I think that they're probably not very healthy, but I think probably most of the meat industry is not very healthy either, so I think they probably net out. They're just protein, so they don't have like giant amounts of hormones in them.
Could be.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, everything we eat, there's something fucking wrong with it.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, unless you're like one of those really die-hard, like, everything people, and even then,
if you grow your own food, there's probably something messed up with your soil based on, like,
I mean, that's just exactly like
land.
Yeah, and I mean, there are like people that are just like, oh, no GMOs, no GMOs. I mean, that means like genetically modified organism. Like every single piece of modern produce you eat has been genetically modified in the sense of it's been selected and cultivated by humans to have these desired characteristics. That ties into my other pet peeve where people are complaining about quote-unquote chemicals, and it's like, what does that even mean? Everything is chemicals.
Yeah, we're
chemicals. You can't just say chemicals.
I just don't like to think about it very much because something's going to kill us, and I think it all just boils down to our fear of mortality and trying to avoid that.
I mean, there are people that smoke like a pack a day that live to be like 110 years old, and then you have runners who, you know, keel over while they're running. So it's a crapshoot, quite frankly.
Yeah. So I'm okay with my canned food.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
My favorite Thanksgiving dish, I don't know. I have a hard time. I really like deviled eggs, but it's not really Thanksgiving.
That's like a party food.
No.
I mean, your mom like made us deviled eggs for the 4th of July. So.
I know, she makes deviled eggs all the time. Okay, fine. Something that's only at Thanksgiving. Okay. Tender bits my mom also makes all the time. Stuffing's okay. I like cranberry sauce a lot. All right, fine. I really like candied yams.
Okay.
What's yours?
I am in love with green bean casserole.
I think that's so gross, Lizzy.
No, it is
those weird little like
the French fried onions.
Which also come in a can.
I'm not the one saying you can't have food from a can.
Everyone in the comments is freaking out about canned food. They're freaking out.
And they come in a resealable plastic carton. I mean, I have it once a year. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna feel bad about having French fried onions once a year from with a piece of green bean casserole that's like this big.
Do you think that those like little dehydrated onions? Do you also like Funyuns? I
don't like Funyuns. Funyuns are nasty. Funyuns like literally aren't made of like onion. They're made out of onion, I think maybe, but they're onion powdered, or like it's like ground up onions that are then, you know, it's like how like Fritos are like made out of corn, but it's been like processed to hell and back. Like from what I understand, French fried onions are literally like onions that have been like deep fried the shit out of them. But what's nasty is people that put potato chips on green bean casserole. I can't get behind that.
I don't like potato chips. I think potato chips are gross, which is strange because I really love potatoes in most other forms. But I don't like potato chips and I don't like French fries.
You don't like French fries?
No, not really. I'll have a few and then I'm over it.
Really?
Just not really.
Do you like onion rings?
Again, I'll have a few and then I'm done.
Well, I don't know.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. I feel like there's been a shift in the mood.
This got really sad. But yeah, that's my thing. I love green bean casserole. It's like, and I also like mashed potatoes. So those are pretty delightful. I'm very ambivalent about stuffing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if you've ever had anything with like giblets.
No.
Giblets are, in my opinion, there are people that.
What are giblets? I don't even know what that means.
Like the liver and like what else? Like I don't know, like the assorted like innards of the turkey that are like perfectly edible and fine and actually like semi-nutritious. It's again like it's a texture thing with me. But my grandmother,
good?
What?
Do they taste good?
No, I don't. Well, in my opinion, no. I mean, I don't care for them at all. And then you're like eating stuffing, and you're like used to the stuffing texture, and then there's this like chunk of turkey liver or something. And then I was thinking, so what happens is when have you ever like actually seen an uncooked turkey?
Yes, they're in the store.
Yeah, well, like you've never seen somebody like pull out the bag of giblets though from the turkey.
No.
So the turkey giblets come in like their own little sack that's stuck inside the turkey. And I'm pretty much convinced that those don't even come from the same turkey that they're stuffed into. From like a purely logistical standpoint, it wouldn't make sense to like send the turkey down the conveyor belt.
No, it probably isn't. Like, that would make sense.
And then stick it back in. Like that's not going to happen. So it's some other poor bastard turkey that's, giblets are living inside this turkey.
Wow. How communal.
How communal. Dead together.
What are some really like visceral Thanksgiving memories you have?
I don't know. I don't know. Holidays are always kind of dramatic for my family, and somebody winds up thinking about something sad from their childhood and crying. I have never had a holiday where somebody in my family didn't cry. So I'm getting kind of worked up about Thanksgiving tomorrow because I'm driving out to my parents and I'm like, who's going to cry? Who's going to cry? Hopefully not me. So that's basically it. I don't like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade at all. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I just don't care for it because
I don't watch it.
Yeah, it's just like some, pop singer du jour, like on a float lip syncing, and then a bunch of balloons, and then Santa rolling it in at the end. It's just boring. It's boring more than anything.
The thing that I really was like one of my big Thanksgiving things was I used to watch It's a Wonderful Life every single year on the Friday after Thanksgiving, and then they stopped showing it. I don't know why, but they just stopped showing it. They don't do it anymore.
Oh, weird.
I don't know why, and for some reason, like, I can't, like, just Netflix it. I'm just like, well, they don't do it, so I can't watch it, so that's ruined.
It's not the same.
No. And every year I would get traumatized, like, re-traumatized when he, like, smacked him in the ear.
Out of all things to be traumatized by, that's oddly specific, and I'm not exactly sure why that would be so traumatic.
He smacked him in the ear so hard it started bleeding.
It happens.
Is that why you cry at Thanksgiving? Because someone smacked you in the ear?
I didn't want to talk about it.
Maybe that'll happen this year.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's better than, some other things that could possibly be discussed. So.
I remember one year, all my cousins would come over, and I have a lot of cousins, and we would go to different cousins' house. We don't do this. I haven't talked to like a lot of my family. We all just like grew apart and got our own lives. But like we would like put on plays and stupid shit like that. And I remember it's like so weird and messed up. One of my cousins, like, what was that movie that Elizabeth Berkley was in where she was a stripper?
Striptease?
I don't think it was
called. Or like pole dancer?
Yeah, whatever. One of those movies. She wanted to put on a play about that movie for
Like
her
a pageant?
parents. Yeah, kind of. And I remember I was really young, but I remember being like, I don't think so. I I do remember we rehearsed it.
Was there a poll?
No,
Was
we
it like
just
the Festivus poll was brought out for the yearly like
we just
like stripper movie pageant?
did this and I think one of my cousins took off her shirt, but we did not perform it for our parents, which would have been the most upsetting thing I think would have ever happened in my childhood.
This
But
is at least in the days before YouTube, where it would have been like hilarious, like 5-year-old decides to put on a stripper pageant for family at Thanksgiving, goes viral, put on Upworthy 1 million views.
yes, yes. But it didn't happen. It was very weird. Um, and then another year we put on Peter Pan, and I was Peter Pan, and
See,
I
that's
made
good, clean fun.
what?
That's good, clean fun.
I think that that ended up in a very big fight because um, the same cousin who watched it was Showgirls.
Yes, Showgirls. There we go.
That same cousin I think was directing it, and I just wasn't interested in the way in the direction. And so I did it my way, and then I'm pretty sure my younger sister just also took it in a weird place. I don't remember who she was, probably Tinkerbell or something, or like a lost boy. And it got a little bit chaotic, and I feel bad for our parents who had to watch all of this and pretend to be interested. And then I'm pretty sure that cousin cried a lot, and then everyone had to be sympathetic. And my mom was probably like, "Oh, just grow up. You're a big girl. You're the oldest." And yeah. But thinking back to the Showgirls pageant, I'm pretty sure it wasn't much worse than what you see on Toddlers and Tiaras.
Oh, for sure not. For
No,
sure.
just they didn't remove their shirts as much.
Toddlers and Tiaras is horrifying, and it's I was gonna say it's funny, but it's really not. So so across from campus, there's a shopping center, and there's a dance studio, and so I have a meeting with some people at lunch over there once a week, and that's always around the time when this dance
At the dance studio?
no, in the same shopping center, and there's outdoor seating,
Okay.
and I guess that's the time when the little girl dance rehearsal gets out, and so you have all these pageant moms come out, and they're little girls and all these these crop tops with sequins all over, and I'm like, this is not okay. This is creepy. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. But I don't know. I used to put on productions of White Fang at my hippie, free-spirited Montessori preschool, and I would direct everybody and assign them parts. So I get the whole kids putting on plays thing.
Nice. Yeah, that was one of our Thanksgiving things that we did.
The tradition.
Yeah, yeah. I also remember that something always got ruined, some food thing, or someone forgot a food thing, and so that always ruined Thanksgiving. I always remember my mom always said that one of us ruined Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's become a lot more chill now that it's just me and my mom cooking food for about 10 people, but it's just the two of us.
No, that's not true. Grizzly Bee will be there, and presumably Graham.
No, Graham can't come over because he's allergic to Grizzly Bee.
Oh no! So it's literally you and your mom.
It's me and my mom cooking a feast. We'll freeze some of it and slowly eat it for the next few days because we apparently just don't get tired of eating the same food for
Well, that's that's an American tradition, is eating the same thing over and over for the week following this one day where Americans decide it's okay to cook.
Okay, speaking of American traditions, this is my biggest pet peeve about Thanksgiving. I always get this on my Facebook feed, is like the one person who's like, guys, Thanksgiving should be about giving thanks. And I hate that we have a holiday about being thankful. We should, instead of going and making this big feast and watching football, we should actually go out and do things and make a difference. And I'm like,
those are the same people that don't do shit.
I know. I'm like, okay, actually, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And actually, why don't you do that during the whole year?
Yeah. Why not make a post about that in August?
Yeah. I'm sorry. There's nothing wrong with random times to get your whole family together and have dysfunctional plays where children think that they are strippers.
It's the American way.
It's who we are.
This is what our founding fathers fought for.
Move to Holland, where they're a much happier people. And they actually care about each other. But here in America, we don't give a shit, and lots of people do charity all throughout the year. So maybe do some charity and stop complaining and
these are the same people, though, that go to, Black Friday sales, which is one of the, literally, in my opinion, having worked a Black Friday, I don't know how you could be like, oh, you should be, giving and stuff, and then be like, no, I'm going to shop on Black Friday because I need, a big screen TV for $30, and, who cares about these employees that had to show up here at, 2 a.m., go from Thanksgiving dinner to, their job at Walmart where they're being exploited or whatever. Where are the posts about that?
I got a job at GameStop when...
As discussed in a previous episode of The Perfect Squares. Which one? I don't know.
Yeah. I got a job at GameStop, and I worked there for, 3 weeks, and I quit the day of the launch of Call of Duty Black Ops, and it was right before Black Friday. So I've never worked a Black Friday, and I've never gone to a Black Friday. Are the deals really that great, other than the people who sleep overnight and get the first 100 things? For the rest of people who go out on Black Friday, is it really that great?
I feel like the good sales are online. There's no reason, I don't think. There might be a couple of what are you doing?
I'm just teasing my hair out a little bit.
Are you getting ready for the showgirl, the traditional Thanksgiving showgirls pageant?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not gonna hate on people.
There's Cyber Monday now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on people that do go out on Black Friday, but I will hate on the people that go out on Black Friday and that are complaining about the lines and how people aren't checking them out quickly enough. Because there are only so many Xbox Ones to go around.
Haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate. So, yeah. It was awful the one time I had to work it. It was bad times. I had to wake up at 3.
3?
To be there at 5, but I need to be there early because we need to have a team member meeting and coordinate things. And I'm pretty sure they broke labor laws because I think I only got one 10-minute break the entire time I was there, and I was definitely there for at least 6 hours. At least 6 hours straight. And I was a part-time employee. So, yeah.
Did you get paid more?
No. No, I didn't get paid more. Maybe I did. I guess I might have gotten time and a half, but I would have rather just not come into work, which is not an option for some people, which is why I think it's, it's kind of messed up when people are, yelling at employees. Because a lot of them are there and they, need to pay rent. They don't have a choice whether or not they come in.
Totally.
You can't just be like, oh, I don't want to come in on Black Friday. It's oh, well, I guess you don't have a job. So, on to cheerier things.
This isn't about cheery things. This is about...
It's about Thanksgiving.
About Thanksgiving. Exactly.
Right. My mistake.
What's the worst thing that ever happened to you on Thanksgiving?
I don't know. Nothing has been sort of apocalyptic. It was, I don't know, it was pretty bad last year when my mom decided to get this, like, giant-ass turkey that was, I don't even know how many pounds it was. It was way too big for the number of people that were actually going to be eating the turkey. And it took, like, 8 hours to cook because it was so large, and I had to run to the store to get a meat thermometer because we didn't have one, and it was just a disaster. So we're making just breasts this year.
So you've, like, because you bit off more than you could chew literally last year, you have decided to completely forego a full turkey and just, like, have pieces.
Yeah. And I mean, it's one of the things that absolutely is absurd is in, like, holiday movies where, like, they bring out, like, either at Christmas or Thanksgiving, the full turkey and, like, start carving it on the table. That never happens in real life. You have people in kitchens with, like, those electric serrated knives with, like, little chunks of turkey meat flying everywhere, and there's, like, turkey grease, and, like, you know, the giblets are flying, who the fuck knows? And, like, if somebody actually put a full turkey on a table and started carving it, people would get, like, a single slice that was, like, this big because that's all you can get off without making a total mess.
Why do they do that then? Just because it looks nice? But, like, wouldn't everyone be like, this is the
Taking up all the table?
And, like, more of a lie than that woman's boobs.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I'm sort of ambivalent about turkey anyway. So, I guess that makes me a bad American.
I don't know. I just, as long as it's not Tofurkey. Well, I mean, as long as it's also not turkey, because I'm a vegetarian.
Right. Have you ever had turkey? Ever?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think, like, I feel like I have.
Possibly.
I think I had, like, deli turkey once.
Oh, deli, I'm not a fan of deli turkey.
I think I also had turkey breast once, and I didn't like it. And I think once I had a bite of like one of those turkey fair legs at, like, a Renaissance fair.
Those are delightful. I do like those.
I didn't like it because it was like, this isn't a chicken drumstick.
It's a lot larger.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I did not care for it.
Turkey are mean, too.
I like turkey. I think they're so cute. I get really upset when the president pardons one because I'm like, why can't he pardon all of them?
Well, no, here's the thing. He pardons the one turkey, but then there's, like, 5 others.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Presumably he's still having turkey. Like, he's just not having the one turkey that was set up for him to have. I don't know, the whole ritual is stupid.
Yeah, then it goes and lives at Disneyland for a year, and then I don't know what happens to it.
Wait, what? It goes to live at Disneyland?
Yeah, it goes to Disneyland, and I think there's 2 of them so that they can get, like, they can keep each other company. But, you know, okay, so you know Disneyland where, like, the Thunder Mountain Railroad is?
Yeah.
Right behind that, there's, like, that barbecue area where no one goes.
Your word for it.
What?
Obviously, I don't know about it, but I haven't been to Disneyland nearly as much as you have, so.
Okay, there's Thunder Mountain Railroad, and then there's a barbecue area, and there's, like, in Christmas time, that's where the reindeer are, and right there is a little turkey pen, and that's where the turkey that the president pardoned goes.
I think that's lies.
It's not lies. That's the turkey.
I don't think
it's named and everything.
You can just grab some random turkey and name it the president's turkey.
Why would Disneyland lie about that?
Why wouldn't they?
I feel like someone would call them out if they were like, Disneyland, this is not the turkey.
The giant cover-up.
By the president and Disneyland?
Turkeygate.
Like, where else is that turkey supposed to go after the president pardons it?
I don't know, to Joe Biden?
What's he gonna do with it? Like, live with it?
Maybe. See, that's a Thanksgiving tradition I could get behind, is the presidentially pardoned turkey hanging out with the VP, like drinking beers, watching football.
And it's a reality show.
It's a reality show.
It's like that reality show,
Uncle Joe and Tom.
My Fair Brady.
Exactly.
Where they're it's like they're like when Joe Biden has to marry the turkey for a year.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have to get along despite their differences of species.
Right. He's like, hey, Tom, and then the turkey's like, hey, Uncle Joe, and it's like, wow, aren't you glad you didn't get eaten? And it's like, nope, because now I gotta hang out with you. Laugh track.
Produced by Seth MacFarlane.
Right. Yeah. Did you ever see his, like, new movie?
The one about the, like, Wild West?
Yeah.
No. Just, like, like, the cast look good, but I just don't find him humorous.
His brand of humor, I'm not sold on it, so.
Yeah. I just don't find it. I just don't like toilet humor very much. And I don't like his form. I was going to say something that's not going to come off as the way I want it to come off.
Go ahead and say it.
Oh, it's going to sound weird, and I don't want it.
Go ahead and say it.
I was going to say I don't like his brand of rape jokes, and that didn't make any sense.
You don't like his rape jokes, is what you mean.
No, I don't like his rape jokes.
Yeah.
I don't like his rape.
Like it was a particularly good flavor of rape joke.
I don't think his rape jokes are particularly well crafted.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think he's like that kind of like South Park style funny, but like I just don't.
Without self-awareness.
Funny. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's funny sometimes, but like, I just mostly find him tiresome. So, I don't know. I thought that it actually looked kind of interesting, but I was like, yeah, I think I'm mostly going to be annoyed. But so I'm not going to watch it. Plus, he's in it, so that's going to just constantly remind me that it's a Seth MacFarlane movie.
Right. Exactly. Why does he have to be in every single thing he makes?
Money?
Moving on then. No,
Yeah.
I mean that's true. I feel like if I was directing something, okay, well then again I was the narrator in The Bread Fiend Rides Again. So
And you directed it, you narrated it, you co-scripted it.
that was for a lack of talent though.
You edited it.
It was for a lack of talent.
Well, it's not like we looked that hard.
It was slim pickings.
True.
Yeah. So wait, what do you guys eat at Christmas then?
We like the same exact thing that we eat at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like exactly the same thing.
Yeah, there are people that will eat ham at Thanksgiving, and I'm a firm believer in that ham is for Christmas and turkey is for Thanksgiving. Like, nobody says, like, the Thanksgiving ham. They say the Christmas ham.
Maybe we should switch it up this year and eat fried chicks for Christmas.
Why not try something new? Neither tried fried chicks.
I think after I called everyone out in the comments about hating canned food, everyone stopped commenting. Our comments died. Like, no one is talking in there anymore.
Because you're a Debbie Downer.
They literally stopped talking. No one else said anything except for the person who, like, told us that the movie was called Showgirls.
Right.
So I'm really sorry that we have been such bitches about canned food. I'm just never going to change. I was raised on canned food. I think SpaghettiOs are great. Also, Campbell's tomato soup.
I actually like Campbell's tomato soup.
I just think tomato soup is one of the best things in the whole world.
Tomato sloop is delicious, right?
So is grilled cheese with American cheese.
With Americans. With
American.
Yes, the best sauce. Yeah. I agree. Well, except for the American cheese thing.
It's pretty good.
I'm not a huge fan of American cheese.
Well, I don't like it on its own. The only time I like it is in a grilled cheese.
So is this like Kraft Singles American cheese?
Yes.
Yeah, that's...
It's the only time. Otherwise, it's disgusting.
Right,
And
so hashtag 90s kid.
Poisonous. Did you just make a hashtag with your fingers?
Yeah, hashtag. Is
Not
that
like
a thing people do?
I think like this is kind of a better hashtag.
Well,
than,
no,
like,
it's
your like weird vagina hashtag.
vagina hashtag. No, it's
like this.
What?
You're like this. Go like this. Make them a little like more parallel instead of your like weird this thing that you're doing.
You're just full of hate, Jessica.
You know, I call it like I see it.
Right, exactly. Oh my.
Some people can't write tasteful rape jokes. Seth MacFarlane. Some people can't do hashtag gang signs. Lizzy.
Throwing it up here. Just.
Do you see? Like you started to, and then you were like.
I can't.
And now you're just like making a star.
That looks like the Assassin's Creed logo. What did you just do?
I went like this.
Isn't that kind of like? Isn't that what it looks like?
Like it's like, oh my God! Look, I did it. Assassin's Creed. Look, everyone, Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Oh, someone send it to their community manager.
Can I just say I've never understood what this was supposed to be? With like...
I don't know. Did you ever have to do the... Okay.
Is this the church steeple thing?
Here's the church, here's the steeple. Open the doors, here's all the people. I didn't understand that either, but I did it over and over as a child. And I think I was just like getting in touch with the fact that your fingers have like can do things. It's just kind of like going like ooh, ooh. You're like, whoa, my mind can do things.
Yeah, basically.
I think it's like just making sure you don't have brain damage.
Well, that's something to be thankful for.
I'm quite thankful that despite all of the toxic chemicals I have inhaled over the years and all of the canned food I have eaten, I am still able to this. And
yeah, I don't know.
wait, you have to go like that. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like looks like a tadpole to me.
It's
I don't know.
looking.
I don't know. Someone go ask like a mythologist or something.
And this has never looked like a nose to me.
No, the got your nose.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's like you really think children are that stupid that it's
that
like
is definitely something an uncle would do at like Thanksgiving dinner.
right, right. I don't have any extended family really though, so I like my Thanksgivings have only been like tops 5 people I think. So I've never had to deal with like the whole creepy uncle thing or like.
All your extended family is in Deutschland, isn't it?
No, like my mom's family, they live in like the Midwest or something. I don't know. I don't think I've really met any of them. So
you have like that one cousin in Germany.
Yeah.
That I used to hear about all the time.
Yeah, he's not a good person. I certainly would not invite him to Thanksgiving dinner.
What do you think he would do if he was at your Thanksgiving dinner?
I don't know. Probably be a dick. He had a kid, so I don't know.
Yeah, you were children.
I don't know.
Make up a story.
I'm not going to make up a story about what my cousin, who is German, would hypothetically do at my childhood Thanksgiving dinner.
Well, we've already gone there.
I don't know. We got along pretty well as kids, though. Like, we would play video games together. And he had all these, like, cool, like, German editions of, like Nintendo games, and I'd be like, wow, this is like the American version, but kind of different.
Mm-hmm.
It's the days before the internet. So, and comment threads complaining about region-locked games.
Are you just like side-skirting the question because he's a Perfect Squares viewer?
Possibly. Hi, Christoph.
Didn't she just call him like Christoph the German or something?
He was Christoph the Bastard. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. Christoph the Bastard.
It's because he's kind of an
We
asshole.
said that when we were like 10.
No, we were not that young.
Yes, we were. We were 10. We were in the 5th grade.
Yeah. I don't know.
Christoph the Bastard. We were 10.
I don't know. So, Canada has Thanksgiving, right?
They have Thanksgiving in October because it gets frozen after that.
Is that the reason why?
Yes, because their harvest is earlier.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, they are further north, so I believe that. But that's legitimately the reason why, is it's a convenience thing.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, it's not convenient. That's when it's not like they're, it's just convenient for us to harvest now, let's do it. It's like that's when the harvest gets happening. Like, go look at your almanac or whatever. Go consult.
It's like kids don't read the Farmer's Almanac anymore.
Doesn't it get delivered to your door?
Yeah, that and Reader's Digest.
Yeah.
Is Reader's Digest still a thing? Probably.
Probably old people get it with their AARP.
Right. Yeah. My mom was so excited when she could finally join AARP.
Really?
And like get all like the senior discounts and stuff. Yeah.
Go to Denny's.
Go to Denny's. Yeah.
I remember my most, it wasn't a depressing Thanksgiving, but for some reason I wasn't going home anywhere, and we had to go to El Fornaio for Thanksgiving.
What is that?
It's an Italian restaurant. It was me.
I like how everybody's just supposed to know that.
Well, it's like a small chain.
Is it?
It was I don't know why we didn't go home. But it was me and Graham on Thanksgiving, and we were like, oh, we'll just go to like Whole Foods and we'll get like, you know, Thanksgiving dinner. And we went to Whole Foods and we were like, oh, Whole Foods is closed because it's Thanksgiving and no one's as depressing as we are. And then we like drove around El Segundo or like Manhattan Beach or whatever until we found the one restaurant that was open on Thanksgiving, and it was El Fornaio. And I ate Italian food for Thanksgiving, and it ended up being fine. And then Graham has these things because I guess I ruin holidays all the time.
Well, Graham is Italian, right? So that's like...
He's Sicilian.
That's Italian.
Well, yeah.
Not if you ask a Sicilian, is it one of those things?
No, not if you ask anyone who's not Sicilian, but is from Italy.
No.
They're different people.
It's one of those things.
Yes. I'm from Genoa.
Really?
Yes, my family. We're a proud people. That's why I have this nose.
Your Roman nose.
Yes. And that's why Graham and I are both average-sized people.
What is that supposed to mean?
We're both like, Graham's like 5'8" and I'm like 5'6.5". But like when I wear shoes, I'm like, when I wear shoes, I'm like the same height as him.
Graham's a good size.
We're average sized.
Yeah.
Also, I have scoliosis, so I would have been taller than him. So, you know, thank goodness I'm deformed. So we went to El Fornaio, and Graham, I guess because I ruined holidays, according to my mother, and now Graham, that was the restaurant that saved Thanksgiving. Next time on the Perfect Squares, in 4 weeks, I'll tell you about the stocking that saved Christmas.
4 weeks? Are we taking a 4-week break?
No, but I can't tell you about the stocking that saved Christmas until our Christmas edition of the Perfect Squares.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
which we can have when we both go home for Christmas, and we can do it at my mom's house while we eat.
While we eat tender bits.
Tender bits, or wait, God damn it, these are big franks. Tender bits, or we can eat tender bits or fried chicks. You can decide. Let us know in the comments if I should eat fried chicks or tender bits.
I'm guessing everybody will be like none of the above.
I'm going to get carcinogens either way because it's this or I start smoking cigarettes. So anyway, that's it for us on the Perfect Squares. We will probably be on Twitter this weekend once we get sick of Thanksgiving. So follow Lizzy at I_am_platypus and follow me at Jessica Marizin. If you like our videos, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Jessica Marzipan, and we will see you next week at this same time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. If you hate this time, what?
Same place except for the URL.
Yeah, that changes every time. If you hate this time, let us know, and we will see about changing it, but no one's here, so whatever. Lizzy, play us out.
All right, don't play anything else.
No, I'll try. Bye.
Ready?
Wow, you didn't even have it queued up.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jessica.
Happy Thanksgiving, Lizzy.